Hello, everyone. This is David Ellis, and I'm back with Amy Kruzik underneath the trees. I love this
Underneath the
background.
I love it.
All right. And today we're going to be talking about the spiritual trends and wellness trends. We did a part one to this, remember?
Yes, we did. But today I'm kind of going to ask a different question. Kind of like maybe not what's trending so much, but what's worth trusting out there?
Yes.
What's worth trusting?
Yeah, that's going to be a hard one. That's what is worth trusting in wellness and spiritual trends and practices. That's a very good question. Well, start it off.
Okay, so let's talk about the ancient wisdom effect. Okay, so people maybe assume it's true because it's ancient wisdom. Some people use it on their packaging as ancient, magnesium salts or something like that. They might use the word indigenous or forgotten knowledge or secret teachings. Ooh.
Oh, God.
So tell us something about, okay, let me ask you this question. Why do you think humans are drawn to lost wisdom?
Because it makes them feel special when they think that they have it. It's a scarcity tactic more than anything else. The marketing that I see around spiritual and wellness trends is amazing to me. Let me give you some ancient wisdom that used to be around back in the day. Bloodletting.
Yeah.
You know, you feeling sick, we're just going to draw some blood from you and let it flow. Bloodletting. Let me give you a few more ancient practices. Shock therapy for mental patients.
Lobotomy.
Yeah, you could bring that back as well. Lobotomy. Let's stick that pin up the nose, right, and rearrange the frontal cortex. Yeah. So, just because something is ancient doesn't mean that it's good, and just because something is new doesn't mean that it's good.
Right. I think they get juxtaposed though. People use new as for old. Like let's just bring in some old words and that'll get somebody's to trigger a click.
You want to know what tickles me? Every time I pick up a box of cereal and I see ancient grains.
Yes. Yes.
You mean grains? You mean like that?
Are they moldy? Are they? How long have they been stored?
Or when it is somebody's advertising some course that they're doing and they put in the word ancient knowledge or forbidden wisdom and stuff like that. Yeah. I'm like, that Google has been invented, right?
I know.
They're hoping that people are too stupid to just pick up pick up a phone or something and just Google what is this all about?
Yes, what is this all about? But I have to respect some traditions in some cultures, right? Your culture has a tradition probably of some kind.
Yes.
And my culture has a tradition of some kind. So that's kind of weaved down into our DNA, right?
Correct. It is.
Okay. So is that what triggers our brain when we hear like, oh, the Irish lullaby, I don't know, foot soak. And I'm like, oh, Irish lullaby. Oh, see how it triggers something deep in.
Yes, and what they're hoping for is when they put that marketing out there, is to get two sets of people who are part of the culture but are estranged from the culture. So as in your Irish Spring foot soak, as an example. Well, I'm Irish. I should totally buy the Irish Spring foot soak as opposed to the Caribbean foot soak, as opposed to the Welsh foot soak, right? The other thing that they're trying to, people who are culture vultures, people that are not from a culture, but I'm like, oh, I'm totally into that culture. I respect it so much, such that They do everything that's inside the culture. So you might find the Caribbean guy saying, "Oh, I know somebody who's Irish." Well, that's like Irish foot soak. Let me just put myself and hopefully I'll feel more Irish. No. Seriously, there are too many culture vultures out there. Every religion, every society, culture on earth has its own spirituality. So what has their own culture and their own spirituality. And their own
Yeah.
myths as well. And so if you come from a particular place on earth, you can absolutely give admiration and credence to somebody else's culture or the way they have organized their spirituality. What you shouldn't theoretically do is think that, oh, I'm part of that because clearly in a past life I was drawn to this, so this is what I am now. No, the package you came in this particular
Yeah.
lifetime, assuming that you believe in reincarnation, you should probably work with it.
Right. So let's say I have a flight to St. Lucia and I get there and
Mhm.
I don't, to me personally, I don't feel like I can, uh, I hate to use the word mock, but what's the word? Kind of
Appropriate.
appropriate the culture,
Mhm.
dress like them. I'm just gonna wear I'm just gonna wear what I packed. So, what is that happens to people when they go to visit different ancient lands, let's say?
Mhm.
I think I think because people do like to do that. They do like to go. They go to Scotland and Peru and all these places. I say, yes, do that. See how other cultures live,
Mhm.
but don't pretend. I guess the word is pretend that you know.
Yeah, so here's the thing, okay? And I'm going to say it for the wellness people and for the spiritual people who are watching this broadcast. Here's the thing. One of the evils of tourism
Oh, yeah.
is that people get to play dress up in other people's cultures and so on, right?
Yeah.
I see that there's a pushback against cultural appropriation nowadays. It was always disrespectful, but you can't necessarily blame the people who are part of that practice. And I'll say this to you like this. In certain cultures, such as in the Caribbean, they make their money off of tourism.
Uh-huh.
So people come down and they get to play dress up as a Caribbean person for a bit, right? They
Uh-huh.
get to adopt the Caribbean myths and stuff like that, and they get to play around like that.
Yeah.
Okay, it's not usually the reverse the other way around. When you're going to a first world country, you don't get to play around because first world countries are generally multicultural.
Yeah.
Take, for example, the average Canadian who goes to Hawaii and wears a hula skirt. It is encouraged by the locals. They put a hula skirt around you, put a
Yeah.
flower in your hair, and you're an island girl now. No, you're not an island girl. You're a temporary given a pass as an island girl. However, if you go back to Canada or the US and you are still an island girl, you are totally culturally appropriating. If you suddenly find yourself on Instagram or Facebook saying, well, I am totally an island girl, you are culturally appropriating. I would think so. Yeah.
Yeah.
So there is that part. It is encouraged by the local people. Some people see it as when people dress up, it's kind of like a compliment to the culture,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. I get that. I
But
get that.
by that same token, it's so hilarious to me when people try to fit into people's culture and spirituality. Okay, so as an example, I am not Irish. Okay, now if I were to dress up in a druidic outfit and run around in the forest with a wand in my hand, yeah,
Yeah.
you look druidic. No, you don't. Right? As an example, so these are the kinds of things that we see in marketing that is kind of evil, and it is brought on by a lot of people who choose to make money off of people culturally appropriating certain things. So, like in wellness practices, as an example, okay? Um, if you are a Reiki practitioner, I just want to let you know that you're not Japanese.
Oh, correct. Unless you are Japanese. But
Unless you are Japanese. You're not automatically Japanese because you're a Reiki practitioner.
yeah.
Wherever you are, and the thing about it is that I don't like certain practices that appear to be purist in nature. So if I was a Reiki practitioner, I would bring my own blend of what I know into the Reiki practice. Okay. What I would not do is just accept that this is from what culture. So there's cultural appropriation, and there's a sort of when you add to a particular practice. Okay.
Blending.
Blending, cultural
Okay.
blending. Yeah.
Yeah. I like that because sometimes history can become romanticized.
Correct.
Yeah.
Exactly my point.
Yeah. 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 Okay, that's great. So let's move on to the personal testimony trap.
Mhm.
Social media runs on stories. I healed, I manifested, this changed my life. Things like that. Anecdotes that inspire, evidence informed. What do you think about this? How much weight should we give our own experiences first? So our own experiences versus what we see other people on social media put
Mhm.
forth.
You know these foam baseball bats?
The foam ones? Yeah.
Yeah. If you take it and you beat certain people on the head enough, they might cure cancer. What I'm trying to explain to you is that everybody is very, very unique. Everybody is a fingerprint of health.
Yeah.
Okay. And so when it is that you are talking about health and wellness, something that'll work for one person is not going to work for the other person.
Right.
Absolutely not. Okay. And what people fail to understand is that just because you think you know that this worked for me, right? It's not going to work for other people, right? There are some people that are resilient in certain instances, and there's some people that are not.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yep.
Well, that kind of brings the point that can two people completely have opposite experience with the exact same practice? If I practice Reiki, you practice Reiki, we're both having different experiences with it.
Okay, well, let's put it this way. Um, if I give you penicillin, it might help you with your infection. If I give somebody else penicillin, guess what? It's not going to help them with
Yeah.
anything. It might help them to an early grave, but it's not going to help them. You
Yeah.
want to know why? Because some people are allergic to penicillin. It is not different when it comes to healing sciences. I don't think that it is. Right? I have seen people get a lot of benefits off of energy healing, and I've seen people who go to energy healing and absolutely get worse. And you might
Yeah.
put it down to the practitioner, you might put it down to the practice, or you might just put it down to the individual. It just doesn't take. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, so like when you say something about people write books. I mean, people write books about manifestation, they write books about um, you know, counseling and how to help you and
Mm-hmm.
CBT and all that.
Mm-hmm.
So, but that's not the quote unquote Bible to go by, correct? How do you tell people to take things with a grain of salt, as an ancient quote?
I hate when people write books and ebooks and any kind of publications pretending to be a panacea for a
Yeah.
particular illness or whatever else. You are not going to be able to bring that across to people well, because this is why conventional medicine tends to have studies.
Yeah.
Okay. And in wellness spaces and in spiritual spaces, there's no such thing as repeated studies. The closest studies that we've had, the people at the wellness and spiritual people who subject themselves to studies were the transcendental meditation people. The Monroe Institute subjected itself to a lot of rigorous testing, right?
Yeah.
That's because they knew that what they were doing absolutely worked. Okay.
Yeah.
And so there's lots of testing, and obviously the Lucia Light people are now subjecting themselves, but that's now a mainstream thing. It's not a it's not part of speculative science. So when you are writing a book and you're writing it based on your own experience, you should absolutely write a disclaimer on that book that says, this worked for me, it may not work for everybody. I am not an authority on the subject of health.
Yeah. But this was my path to get to health.
Yes, that should be a disclaimer on that book. Absolutely.
Yeah, this is not for everyone.
No, exactly.
Yeah. Okay, let's go on to the language of certainty. We're going to go into those words that say always, never, proven, guaranteed, toxic, miracle, quantum, frequency.
When I was in business school, we learned a subject area called marketing.
Yeah.
Marketing is the subject. When you go through that course in business school, for those of you who've been through university business school, when you do the marketing course, did you all come out feeling particularly clean? Because marketing at the master's level is the art of elegant lying. Okay?
Yes, good one. Yes.
It's the art of elegant lying. So, first of all, any packaging with always on it is suspect. Any kind of packaging, marketing packaging with given proven results, you have to ask proven results for who?
Yeah.
And we're talking about everything from toothbrushes
to vitamins,
to like facial creams. Like proven results for who? What are we talking about here? Because the last I checked, there were numerous demographics on Earth, right? So let's say we're talking about facial creams. I don't think my facial cream is going to work for your skin there. You know what I mean, Amy? I just don't think it will. So you have those kinds of things. Like I could ship you some volcanic mud and see how it works for you, but I don't think that it's going to work as well for you as it would work for me. And here's the difference. When you're talking about proven results, you're just lying at this point, because you mean proven results for the 5 people that you tested it on? What is this? What is the background behind you saying that statement? What is the background? Did you just say proven results because you could?
Oh, I think there is something like that where I think for organic foods, as long as you have a little bit of something organic, it can be called organic.
Correct. It's marketing is the art of elegant lying. And so
elegant lying.
It's an elegant way to lie to people. So as an example, people go into a store, they're looking for organic food. What does that mean?
Yeah.
It means that the food, part of it was grown organically. Like, it doesn't make sense. What bar did you have to raise to become organic?
Exactly. Well, you know what I learned, and maybe this isn't true, I don't know, but if you look at the list of ingredients inside, and organic is the first, it's like as you go down the line of reading it, the less and less and less of the ingredient. So if organic is at the end, there's not a lot of organic things in there. Did you know this?
This is true.
Yeah, it's true. Okay, that's true.
And as for the guaranteed results or guaranteed this, there is no product on earth that can guarantee you anything.
No.
There's absolutely no product on earth. If you're thinking that there isn't.
Right. I like
There's no practice on earth, no wellness practice. There is no conventional practice on earth that can guarantee anything. You want to know the guarantees that you can be given in conventional medicine? I could go through it. If you are going to a doctor, the only guarantee you're going to get is the guarantee that when we weigh your organs during an autopsy, we can give you a definitive figure as to what the
Cause.
what,
What caused your death?
we can give you a definitive figure as to how much your organs weigh. We
Oh,
will give you that for like definite. We could tell you that your heart weighs XY grams and your liver weighs. That's the only guarantee that you can get. While you are alive, however, don't expect us to tell you that you're going to be guaranteed getting back to good health and so on. I watch a number of things on Instagram and so on with people promoting certain things, like, and making it seem like it's guaranteed with wording such as "this works, this just works." I know it works. When I say this to you, okay, let me see if I can do this. Oh, look, I'm just dabbing my eyebrow with this pen, and I just know that this works. This definitely works. Oh my God, this works. When I do that, and you see that,
well,
a certain amount of confidence comes within you that says, I gotta get this. I gotta get this, whatever it is that he's dabbing on his head. And I'm like, no.
yeah.
But that's marketing. The enthusiasm is infectious when people bring across something on Instagram or YouTube and so on. And I've seen the YouTube ads that are covering health. Everybody's so enthusiastic. The other issue is that they look for the healthiest people that they can find.
Yeah.
And they, like the Instagram model with the cleavage and so on says, well, I dab my eyebrow with this little pen and look at what it's done for me.
Yeah. I know. But
And then I'm asking myself whenever I see these things, is like, what has it done for you? Because I haven't seen your x-rays or an MRI scan of yourself. So I don't know what it's done for you. But if you're talking about the flesh I'm looking at, any number of surgeons could have done that for you.
yeah. Yes. But what about people who think that Reiki helps them? Is it the mind over matter? Is it this is helping? What is this called?
Energy healing has a place in wellness. It absolutely does. And I'll tell you why. Well, I'll actually list the reasons why. The first reason is that energy healing, people need touch. Okay? Yeah. And, well, some Reiki practitioners do not touch at all. But anyway, right. People need the touch and they need care. And just that alone, whether it is that's a placebo effect or whatever the case may be, is enough to improve the wellness of an individual. Secondly, if the energy healer is particularly skilled, like, that can actually have jumpstart the mind to start the healing process. Okay?
Yeah.
So you remember back in the day when we had the laying on of hands by the preachers, they would come into town and they're very, very charismatic. And look, I touch you and God heals you. God heals you. And the power of belief makes that individual get up off that wheelchair and start walking. Yeah, he going back into the wheelchair after the adrenaline is done. But the fact of the matter is the mind is a wonderful thing. And all healing, and I'm going to say this, and I don't care. I mean, there's a lot of people who are in conventional medicine that will jump on me. All healing starts with the mind. If the mind is not on board with healing, no matter what you do, it's not going to work.
Got it.
All healing starts with the mind. It doesn't matter whether you get a cut from a cut to something like cancer. Your mind has to be in the right place to heal. And if you are not in the frame of mind to actually start that healing, and somebody else comes and says, you know what, let me hold your hand, right?
Yeah.
And I say to you, God loves you and he wants you here. And that strips off something in the mind. And now the mind begins to fight.
Yeah.
Right? And then the mind starts telling the endocrine system, yo, we working overtime today because God wants us here. Right? And the endocrine system tells all the cells and all the systems and all the organs, reject death.
Yeah.
Okay. And that's actually, so energy healing has that effect.
Mm-hmm.
It does jumpstart people's will to live because the care that is demonstrated makes a difference. I am telling you, there are people who should be dead right now, who are watching this podcast, most likely.
Yeah.
Okay. But they have things to do. They have kids to look after. They want to see their grandson grow up and so on, and they're not going anywhere.
Yeah. That would be me. That would be me. That's a good, it's that power of belief. It's like, no, I can do this. I can do this. I need to be here. That's
Correct.
so true. Power of belief. I didn't know it at the time until you just said that. It's like, oh
Yeah,
my
but
God.
it works on a very minimalist level. If you get a cut on your arm,
Yeah.
and you think, oh, that's just a natural automatic process. No, your mind played a part in healing you there.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
From a little scrape, you bruise your knee, your mind plays a part in that. When you look at it and it says, ow, and your mind says, let me tell you something. When your mind is against healing, such as people who spiral into negativity and despair.
Yeah.
They give up. They are helping themselves remain ill.
Yeah.
We see it a lot in cancer patients, but in people who are actively fighting mentally and so on. And I use the word fighting not in a good way, because that's a wrong word to use here. I think resisting is probably a good word. Okay?
Yeah.
And they're like, illness, sickness, not today. Not today.
Not today. Yeah. I know people give up. Their will's broken.
Yes,
their
and their
will becomes broken.
Funny enough, the will, this is one thing that I'm going to knock conventional medicine on. When a doctor looks at a chart and says, yeah, it doesn't look good and whatever else, and he says that to his patient, right? It doesn't look good. Like, yeah, that's horrifying. An authority figure saying that to you means that you accept that you are sick.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. I have personally known people, including myself.
Yeah.
Where, and I'm going to give you my personal experience. First of all, I remember when I was younger, I keep telling the story. I lifted weights very, very, very heavy. Okay. I remember pinching some nerves at the bottom of my back.
Yeah.
I remember going to a doctor who says, definitely surgery. We got to go into your back and we got to put some pins in there and stuff like that. And I remember saying, no. Mm-hmm. No. But you see, the thing is, I was meditating by then.
Yeah.
And I did a check-in with my body and I'm like, yeah, we're not going the surgery route. Amy, it was painful. The pain has a way of making you accept what the authority figure says to you.
Yeah.
And I chose not to go the surgery route. Okay. Something that I remembered to this day. And I'll tell you why, because I chose to go the hatha yoga route. I chose to sit it out. Even when the x-rays or whatever else was telling me that you need to go that route. Okay. I chose to sit it out. And I'm going to tell you that after 3 or so months, I was back in that gym.
Whoa.
Okay. So why am I not in a wheelchair?
Yeah.
Was your medical instrumentation wrong? Because I saw the results myself and it's like, I should be in a wheelchair, but I'm here. And then I met other people because I became on an island in the Caribbean. I taught yoga for many, many years. Okay. And I met people who came to my yoga class who the doctor told them that they'd be needing a walker in how many years? Shout out to Chandra if you're hearing this podcast right now. Right? And the doctor told them that they'd be using a walker and so on. And they came into my class and they told me this story, you know, in this sort of cheerful way. And I did not pay it any mind. I'm like, you're going to exercise. I'm not going to treat you special. You're going to be that person. And that lady, Chandra, not only was able to reverse all that nonsense that the doctor told her, but she was actually demonstrating advanced yoga with us in demonstration in Barbados.
Wow.
Okay, so these are kinds of stories that you have to take into consideration, right? And I remember my best friend, her name is, I'm going to give you, this is the last one. Sandra. Sandra came to my yoga class with arthritic knees, right?
Mm.
And she saw us demonstrating, and in her mind, well, my friend, she's different. Her mind is solid. I've
Yeah.
never seen a mind like that, and I don't think I ever will see another mind like that. She's just built different. She has resistance on her at level 10. Okay?
Yeah.
And so she decided to fight this thing. She is now a yoga teacher. She became one of the best yoga teachers I have ever seen in
Oh,
my life. So in terms of this aspect, I will knock conventional medicine for this because I think there should be a course that doctors have to go through in terms of bedside manner. Stop saying, I definitely don't think you will do this. I definitely don't think you will do that. You are negating the power of the human condition,
yeah.
which is a good thing on the wellness practitioner's part because they are always enthusiastic and they're always optimistic. Yeah,
Wow. That's some really good inspirational stories. You can
yeah,
do both. Either way, you get to choose, right?
correct. Because I can tell you my back was severely damaged.
Yeah.
And I can tell you that I'm stronger than I ever was.
Yeah.
At my age, I am stronger than I ever was. So
Yeah.
these are the kinds of things that I can pretty much tell you is these are real things, okay? Your mind and the concept of aging, even, right? People want to sell people some elixir of youth. There's only one elixir of youth: your mind, resistant, exercising, doing what you need to do. What aging are you talking about? We don't accept that.
No, I'm not
We don't.
accepting that.
We're not accepting that,
I'm
right?
no. I love that.
They're thinking that aging is a default thing. Yes, you will age with regard to time, but your condition does not have to like rapidly deplete like that. That is nonsense, and I think people need to hear this stuff because a lot of people are telling them, "Oh, you're old, so you should be doing this. You shouldn't be doing that." What?
I know. I know.
Right? It's like when you cross over 40 and stuff like that, it's like it's all over rocking chair for you, right? But I can tell you that if you ask me to spin a cartwheel in my front yard right now, I can do it.
Ooh.
And you want to know why? The mind. The mind.
Yeah.
Your mind has to be in somewhere else.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I love it. Rock on.
correct.
Okay, let's talk about optimization fatigue. Oh, optimize your sleep, optimize your gut, optimize your hormones, optimize your optimize your productivity. Okay.
I love these podcasts.
Because wait, you mean life has to become another project? What?
I love these podcasts. Optimize your sleep, optimize your gut, optimize this, optimize that. What does that mean? Okay.
Well,
You mean it works like it's designed to work?
like we need is there something wrong with me? Because
Oh,
maybe I'm we have to talk about critical thinking and all of this that we've talked about. We have to talk about the critical thinking on us. We have to think that way. Wait, what are you saying? Are you saying that if I just sleep 4 hours, I'm not optimizing my sleep? What if that's all I need?
Mhm,
What if that's
correct.
all I need? What if my gut is happy with what I'm eating? I don't know.
What if your gut is telling you to sleep for 4 hours?
Oh my God, just tell me to sleep.
Listen, here's the thing,
Oh,
okay?
man.
I don't know what optimize means because it goes back to the fingerprint of health as well.
Yeah.
Everybody is working differently, okay? I might
Yeah.
be okay in 4 hours of sleep, and if you try it, you might
No.
fall flat on your face,
All right. I
right?
need more. I need more than 4.
Right? So I don't know what optimize looks like. You have to look at everybody as an individual fingerprint
Right.
of they're unique in their makeup. So and I know this because I test people's DNA And
Mhm.
no two people's DNA is going to come out the same, no matter if it's your mother and you
Right.
or whatever. Identical twins' DNA is not the same.
But how do you know when enough is enough? Enough listening to this. Enough. We have to think critical, and we have to know our bodies.
Oh, well, you have a problem there, Amy, because
Why?
um, the whole critical thinking thing is
What?
not something that comes naturally to a lot of
Yeah,
people.
that's true. That's
So
true.
they're taken in by a lot of marketing gimmicks and stuff like that.
I was one of those though, David. I was one of those people that sounds good. Look at that. Ancient grains. Might
yeah,
taste good. So I do I'm going to say that my truth was that.
I particularly like the trend in wellness spaces of people asking people, do you feel like yourself? Would you like to feel more connected, more whatever? What does that mean? You got to be very specific when you say
Yeah.
these things, because what are we connecting to? You're connecting to yourself. Okay, so you from the
Each other?
outside.
You want to date me? What is that? Connected? What is this?
Like, let me see if I get this straight.
You want to connect
Let
me?
me see if I get this straight. You, as a client, are going to get the outside person to help you connect with yourself.
I know, but I fell for that.
Listen, nobody knows anybody else
Okay.
100%.
I know.
Okay, let's just be real. There's always going to be like secrets and so on. The people who are close are people who can tell the other people their
Yeah.
innermost thoughts and feelings.
Yeah.
But how the impact of these thoughts and feelings and experiences have impacted the individual, you're never going to know. So I'm going to tell you that somebody from outside yourself can only guide you in certain principles of reconnecting to yourself. But when their marketing says, come and connect with yourself, connect with your higher source, connect with, like, I don't know, the spirits of nature or the spirits of this, it's all bullshit. Listen, I cannot connect you to nature.
No, I do, but we do it different ways. Let's just say.
Yes, but
What?
I cannot connect you to nature.
No,
You have to connect to nature. You're look,
your own
this is
damn
the out.
self.
What is the outsourcing that we're talking about there? It does my head in when I see these kinds of marketing gimmicks. Nobody can connect you to anything.
Okay,
Okay?
but
No. Unless it
wait.
is like, unless they're connecting you to a car battery or something. I don't know. They're tying you up or something like that. They can connect you to something. I am telling you
I
that
know.
when it comes to the internal states, nobody, not your yoga teacher, not your guru, not your priest, not your spiritual leader, whatever, can connect you to anything. They can only
No.
give you suggestions on how you can guide yourself to that. And I think a lot of people generally tend to fall for this marketing gimmick. Oh, I follow X and Y person, and she's helping me connect to my higher self. She's not helping you do crap.
I know.
Okay? You are paying her
I
to give
know.
you suggestions. But the work you have to do to connect with your higher self, you got to do it yourself. What are we talking about here? Like, Jesus. And the thing about it,
I
people spend thousands of dollars.
Oh, let me tell you that. Yeah.
And
I
they
know.
always prey on people who are feeling disconnected, like lonely and so on. You know
Yeah.
what I mean, Amy?
I do. I hear you. I hear you. Um, but how do we know when enough is enough?
How do you know when enough is enough? If somebody is trying to connect you to some higher source or some higher plane or whatever else, enough is enough when it is that you have spent money.
Yeah.
You still feel the same way.
Yeah. Oh, that's a good one because that's a good rule.
You spent money and you still feel the same way. Nobody has helped you do anything.
Yeah.
When it
And
comes to internal works and in terms of your mental health, your spiritual health, nobody is going to help you get anywhere. You got to do it yourself. And I'm talking about the people who come from religious backgrounds as well.
Yeah.
right? And I'm talking about the people who go to church and so on. You really think that your priest or pastor is helping you get anywhere? You went and sit down in church. You listen to that man preach for an hour. If you left that church and you didn't take anything from it that you could apply,
Yeah.
leave the church.
That's the key. Applying it. That's the key to unlock it all. Because let me just I lost my train of thought on that. When enough is enough. Darn, I lost it.
No, I
Anyway.
think I think it's enough. Enough is enough. When you are not changing, you're going to a spiritual leader, you're going to a wellness practitioner, you're going to a conventional doctor, you're going to a canonical priest from Anglican, Catholic, whatever else, and you're going
Yeah.
to church and so on, and you're still the same way. You're going to a gym, so you're following the fitness influencer or on Instagram, and the fitness influencer tells you, yes, all you need to do is like a million hip thrusts and your glutes will be rock solid. Your glutes are not rock solid. So something is wrong.
Yeah. Okay.
Something is wrong and it might be wrong with you. So stop following people.
Yes. Oh God, these exercise ones that I'm getting, it's like, oh, that looks good. That looks good. And it's like, I never go back to them. I never yeah, it's funny how I don't know. It's tough for me. But can I just ask you, going back to connection,
Mm-hmm.
in person versus Zoom? Okay, I'm just gonna say
Mm-hmm.
teaching. Let's say teaching, or see, I like in person contact.
Mm-hmm.
To me, it's different. You can actually go out into nature and see what it feels like.
You mean people who do online Zoom
Classes?
classes when it comes to
I
connecting with yourself as an example?
Yeah, because they can bring their experiences from visiting a sacred site to you, but you're not going to have the same experience they did. Is what I'm trying to say. Do you understand, or am I not being clear?
No, you're being clear. I think that people have really utilize Zoom. Did you know that people are telling people we could meet on Zoom and my transmission through the internet will reach you somewhere where you are?
Well,
And then I will affect your environment where you are. Okay. Let's assume that that is true.
I have a pushback on that, just so you know.
Yeah, I know you have a pushback on that. Let's assume that that is true, that I'm giving you some sort of distance vibration that is going to make you heal and whole. And we're doing it over Zoom.
Yeah.
Then I think that Zoom is going to be pretty clogged with all the energies from all the various practitioners. All the various practitioners that are running that marketing gimmick on their websites and so on. And people are not going to like it when I say things like that. People never like me when I say things like, it's going to be a little bit clogged with all the healing, right? That's the first thing I want to say. The second thing I want to say is, since we're giving out healing, my healing is free. Everybody who's watching this podcast, you are healed and whole. Just feel my vibrations through the screen, and then all of a sudden, tomorrow you'll feel better. You will feel better than you've ever felt.
That's the power of belief, though.
I'm giving it for free.
You're giving it for free. We're giving it for free, guys. Okay, but what about distant Reiki? What about distant Reiki? Now, those pretty much aren't done on Zoom. They're done like with a phone call, and you hang up and distant Reiki happens. I've had that done. So what do you think of that?
Amy, what is your number?
Blah, 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 blah.
You see?
555. 555. 555. 5555.
Let me see if I get this straight. If I can call you.
309.
You know what? I wish I had your phone number in front of me.
I know.
I don't want to give it over. Right? I am. Let me ask you a question, Amy. Amy.
Okay. Is this?
Are you telling me that if I call you?
Yeah.
And tell you that.
No. I'm calling you for a distant Reiki session. I'm calling David. David, can you give me my right thigh hurts from exercising today. Can you give me some Reiki treatment?
Absolutely, free of charge.
But
Everybody who's watching this broadcast, can you beam um, Amy some Reiki so that her
my
right
foot,
thigh,
my foot.
is it your foot? Make sure it's your foot. We don't want to be healing the wrong part.
I know. Okay. Okay.
We don't want
Oh
to be
my,
healing the wrong part. So it's your foot. Which
it's
foot
my
is it?
foot. It's my foot. It's the left foot.
Which foot is it? Is it
Left.
the right or the left? Is the left
The
one?
left. Yeah.
So your left foot is bad. Everybody who's watching this broadcast, we please give Amy some love and some vibration so that her left foot becomes healed? Listen to me.
Yeah.
That again has its place. I believe
It
in
does.
distance healing. I believe in it.
I do.
Let's not get it twisted.
I do.
But by
believe.
that same token, right, a million distance healers
Okay.
can be wrong. Let me put it this way. So I'm gonna say this to you, right? Everybody in the audience who's watching this is now going to be beaming your foot loving connection
Oh,
energy.
yay. Okay.
Right.
I'll take
Amy?
it. Yeah.
This is a disclaimer. Should your foot swell up tomorrow,
No.
should your foot swell up tomorrow, we, the members of the audience, and me as your co-host, deny any liability with regard to your foot being that should theoretically happen.
Okay, but what if a healer doesn't like my sparkly curtains and they send not good vibes? What if they're like, I don't like what her outfit. And they're like, I'm not helping her. I'm going to send something else.
Well, I guess bye foot. But anyway, my point is, don't worry, there's going to be more people sending you positive energy than more people send you negative energy. I am just saying that a lot of people, they're running that same particular constant, right? Sending healing energy. What is the difference between them and the prosperity preachers of the these Pentecostal church that says, give me $500 and I will pray for you and it will be returned and you'll get $500,000 in a matter of a year?
There is no difference. So we have to end on this because this is too good. I can't even go on. One thing I will say about the Usui Reiki is that they do have a symbol for a distant Reiki. There is a symbol for that.
Yes, there is a symbol.
Okay, so if I call you and I say, David, can you give me some distance healing? Because you're a Reiki, I'm a Reiki practitioner.
Sure.
So, okay, I could even do it on myself. But so that there is something there. There's really a belief there.
There is a belief there. I believe that people create I believe in that. In the old days, the Christians were not as fancy as to have symbols and so on, but they used to have like little prayer circles.
Yeah.
They would pray for a member.
Yes.
They would pray for they would pray for a member. They would pray for other people and so on in the community and so on. Right? Transcendental meditation meditated for world peace. So there's something to that because this has all been done over and over again. When you put it in a marketing scheme such that my distance Reiki costs $500, send me $500 and I'll send you Reiki, you're assuming that you have some special energy that other people don't have. Like I just solicited the whole audience.
Yeah.
To pray for your foot, to send healing vibes to your foot. You got it for free, Amy. I didn't charge you $500. I should have.
You should have.
I missed my opportunity. So now there's going to be a bunch of people praying for you. What is the difference between these people and somebody who did the weekend course in Reiki, or is that Reiki's second degree, which is the distance healing? These are the kinds of questions you've got to ask yourself, and nobody wants to ask it in wellness circles because the truth of the matter is nobody wants to run afoul by actually exposing and talking about stuff like this, and it needs to be spoken about.
Exactly. I think, yeah, that's a good ending. So what
Mhm.
do you think? Give us some invite our listeners to reflect on something. I have a few things they can reflect on.
Yes. So this is what I would ask our listeners to reflect on. Number one, all healing starts with you and your mind and your spirit. Okay? There is nobody outside yourself at all, anywhere on earth, that is going to give you some sort of impetus, right? That they can do something that you cannot do. That's the first thing. The second thing is be informed. Google has been invented for a reason. Not that you should take medical advice from the internet. I'm not saying that. But if somebody's coming at you with some secret knowledge, you might just want to Google it and just say, oh, look, there's a PDF on that right here. Right?
Yeah.
Right? That's the second thing. The third thing, do not fall into cults of personalities. There's a whole bunch of people
Yeah.
presenting themselves as gurus and spiritual leaders and divine goddesses. Oh my God.
Oh
Right?
God.
Right?
Yeah.
Divine
Yeah.
gods or goddesses or alpha male this or goddess that and so on like that. Their shtick is that they are trying to make you feel inferior because they are above you. And we are all equal out here underneath the sun. There's nobody that's more spiritual than you. There is nobody that is more there may be people that have read more books and whatever else. But this concept of more spiritual than and whatever this is a bunch of nonsense. Everybody has the same capacity to learn and grow at the same rate. Like all it
Yeah.
requires, the distance, the difference between you and some people will be effort. That's all there is. So I would advise
Yeah.
you guys to stop outsourcing your health to these cults of personality. And the last thing that I want to say is when it comes to health and wellness and so on, marketing gimmicks abound everywhere. It is crazy stuff. When you
Mm.
read stuff and they're giving you guarantees and you are guaranteed to do this and you're optimizing that and you're connected to this and so on like that, this is just nonsense. It is absolutely nonsense. You can connect to your own self. You don't need to like find some third party to do that.
No.
That's my shtick. My
Ah,
issue.
well, I'm going to say that. Okay, something to reflect would be,
Hmm.
are the communities you're part of encouraging curiosity? Are they or conformity? This one, this one was hit home, hit personal for me. I
Hmm.
really had to go reflect on this a lot.
Hmm.
And so that would be a reflection for you. And let's say we stripped away all the labels that we talked about, all the tools and all the trends, and what timeless practice would still nourish your life? Think of that. Think of like a practice.
Hmm.
You can make them up, right?
Hmm.
If you stripped all the labels and tools and everything. I don't know, go sit in a chair and just, I don't know, think about your childhood. Also, I would say that trends come and go, right? They come and they go. And then people remarket them and then they think of something else. But I think that our wisdom endures. I think that
Correct.
I think that that's the key to everything, is that your wisdom, and it's in there. Um, I would also say developing discernment. Ask good
Correct.
questions. Ask good questions. And remain open to new evidence that's around you. Like, be discernment. I don't know. What do you think?
Yes, empowerment should be the goal of every practitioner on the planet. When a client comes to you, make them believe that they are part of that healing process.
Yeah.
What you don't do is make them believe that their health is in your hands. Their health is absolutely in their hands and no one else's.
Yeah. Now, a lot of people do just say that. I'm not healing you. You heal yourself. But some people don't understand what that means because they're desperate, right? They
Mm.
have something going on. And so they don't, yeah, but you're a healer. People can say those words. I don't know what I'm trying to say, but maybe it's for
Yes,
another
but they don't
discussion.
they don't explain. Yeah, we're probably going to do a part three to this.
Yeah, because it's like people can use all the fancy words, but I don't understand what you're saying to me.
You
Uh,
mean me telling you that connected to your highest, fullest self, an expression of divinity in the goddess energy is not something that you understand.
I don't
I'm sorry.
I
I'm
don't
sorry.
know.
I couldn't help that one.
I
You mean
don't
that? You
know.
mean that's not something that you can understand? That's hilarious.
That's what
Of course it, because it's gobbledygook. Nobody's gonna understand that. Okay,
it's
but
a
you gotta
it's a
break it down and you gotta explain it, right?
it's the mind fuck, really.
Correct.
People do that. Just be aware of that. Think about what it is they're trying to say. They're like the snake oil salesman
Correct.
or woman.
If it's vague enough, then it must be good.
Oh, it's
God.
vague. Yes. Oh my
If
God.
it's vague enough, guys, it must be a good thing. No, if it's vague, then stay away from it. Pretty much. That's the
Yes.
basic bottom line.
Yes. Well, thank you for tuning in. We love you guys. And until next time.
Take care.
Bye.